MVP Baseball is a baseball game series published by EA Sports, running from 2003 to 2007 with 5 games produced. In 2003, MVP became the official successor to EA's long-running triple-play baseball series, and it simulated Major League Baseball from 2003 to 2005. However, an exclusive licensing deal between Major League Baseball and Take-Two Interactive in 2005 prohibited EA Sports from making another MLB game until 2012. In response, EA made NCAA college baseball games in 2006 and 2007, but discontinued the series in 2008 because of poor sales. History MVP Baseball 2003 MVP Baseball 2003 was released in 2003 as the successor to EA's triple-play games, though it bore little more than a graphical similarity to its predecessors, which had been heavily maligned by critics in the series' final years. Introducing an innovative pitch meter and zone-based hitting system, MVP 2003 was well received by critics, most of whom considered the game's overhaul to be a major improvement over triple-play Eurosquared's last entry. At the review aggregation site Metacritic, MVP 2003 was given a score of 81/100 for the PlayStation 2 and 82/100 for the Xbox. Randy Johnson and Miguel Tejada were the cover players. There is a glitch in the franchise mode. The 2003 schedule is the real-life MLB schedule, however, once the player enters into the 2004 season, the game generates a random schedule of teams to play against. The teams you play based on the generated schedule stay exactly the same each year thereafter, in the same schedule order. X 2004 and 2005 and further you will always have to play against the same interleague teams, unlike real MLB schedule which rotates interleague play divisions through a cycle. The 2003 game is the last game that uses a point system for players' salary. Starting with the 2004 game, an actual dollar amount is used for salaries. The 2003 game does not penalize a user for releasing a player during the season in franchise mode, whereas the 2004 and 2005 games invoke a salary penalty for releasing a player under contract. MVP Baseball 2004 and 2005 Building on MVP 2003, a Eurosquared's surprisingly successful rookie effort, the 2004 edition made major refinements to both the game's control scheme and its dynasty mode. In a baseball gaming first, MVP 2004 was licensed by both the MLB and Minor League Baseball, featuring real minor league teams at the Class AA and AAA levels. These improvements netted the PS2 and Xbox versions of MVP 2004 twin scores of 90/100 at Metacritic, far outpacing the competing All-Star Baseball 2005 and ESPN Major League Baseball. Albert Pujols was the cover player for the 2004 installment of the series. MVP Baseball 2005 brought subtle changes to the MVP 2004 formula, including a hitter's eye system with color codes that helped players identify pitch types out of the pitcher's hand, as well as an owner mode, the addition of Class A minor league teams to dynasty mode, and spring training minigames. Reviewers continued to rate MVP highly, with Metacritic scores of 86 and 87 for the Xbox and PS2 versions, respectively, though MVP 2005 a Eurosquared's marks were slightly lower than those of its predecessor. Even so, the game still edged out 2K Sports Major League Baseball 2K5 among critics. Reigning World Series MVP Manny Ramirez was featured on the cover of the 2005 installment of the series. Exclusive licensing deal In 2005, in response to EA Sports' exclusive license with the National Football League and ESPN, Take-Two Interactive signed an exclusive third-party licensing contract with Major League Baseball, MLBPA and MLBAM to produce MLB games in its 2K Sports series, making MVP Baseball 2005 the last MLB game in the series. The agreement, which runs from spring 2006 to 2012, allows only Take-Two Interactive and the console manufacturers Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to produce MLB titles for their respective platforms, but bars other third-party developers such as EA Sports from continuing or developing their own MLB games. Despite the fact that MVP Baseball 2005 was the last official MLB release from EA Sports, a very active modding community exists for the PC version of the game. Modders have added much to the game, including roster updates, uniforms, players, and stadiums, as well as total mod conversions for foreign and classic teams. MVP, NCAA Baseball equals. Barred from making MLB games, EA Sports made college baseball games for 2006 and 2007. Both editions of MVP, NCAA Baseball were officially licensed by the NCAA and released for the Xbox and PlayStation 2. The games featured actual NCAA teams and stadiums, though there were no real players. A new load and fire batting system was integrated in 2006, to be followed by the addition of a rock and fire pitching system in 2007, both features that would later be emulated by MLB 11, the show and Major League Baseball 2K11 on 7th-generation consoles. The 2007 installment also featured online integration with ESPN, including commentary from Mike Patrick and former Stanford All-American Kyle Peterson. Former University of Texas star David Morrell was featured on the cover of MVP 06, while MVP 07 a Eurosquared cover athlete was former Long Beach State pitcher Gerd Weaver. MVP 07 was currently the final game of the MVP Baseball series. But the MVP games came back in 2012 with MVP Baseball Online 2012. EA later released 2013 and 2014. MVP Baseball Online . In South Korea, EA has released 3 games called MVP Baseball Online 2012, 2014. After the failure of NBA Live 14 and the new next-gen Ignite engine, EA is looking into building a new game but not under MVP Baseball. Possible revival . In March 2011, ESPN reported that EA would bring the series back as a console game after the exclusive licensing deal expires in 2012. Also in March 2011, EA Sports released an MLB-licensed game for Facebook called World Series Superstars, which simulates team management. There have also been many articles with the EA Sports CEO talking about a MLB game coming back. The CEO and rest of the EA Sports team seem very interested. With the wide open market and opportunity to outsell the show. EA Sports CEO also said later that they would want a long-term exclusive deal with MLB to make sure nothing like 2005 happens again. Features. Players . Until 2005, the game featured all players in the Major League Baseball Players Association, as well as fictionalized counterparts for players who are not in the union. Barry Bonds, while an MLBPA member, did not sign the common MLBPA licensing agreement and was replaced by the fictional John Dowd. Some players who are not members of the MLBPA were omitted completely. For example, Kevin Miller, who is not a member of the MLBPA, was omitted completely from the 2004 edition, with David Ortiz leaving his real-life designated hitter spot and filling at first base for the Boston Red Sox. In MVP Baseball 2005, he was replaced by the fictional Anthony Freese. MVP Baseball 2004 featured a unique addition to any baseball game, allowing users to play as the minor league affiliations of major league teams, a feature that was expanded in the following year. Various editions of the game have featured Randy Johnson, Miguel Tejada, Albert Pujols, and Manny Ramirez on its cover. Of those 4, Tejada and Pujols have won Most Valuable Player awards during their careers, and the other 2 have been named MVPs of the World Series. Randy Johnson has also won the Cy Young Award 5 times. Innovations . Upon its release in 2003, one of the game's most inventive aspects was its pitch throw meter. Until then, most baseball games' pitching schemes required players simply to press the button corresponding to the pitch they wanted to throw, and hold the button down for a certain length of time to determine how hard the pitch was thrown. In MVP Baseball, the player first holds down the pitch button to judge the power. Once the desired power level is attained, the player must release the button and attempt to tap the same button within a target area. The closer the player gets to the target area, the more accurate the pitch or throw will be. While innovative within the field of baseball games, EA in fact adapted this feature from golf games, which often feature a moving meter to determine the power and accuracy of shots. The game also incorporated a strike zone divided into 9 areas of the plate designed as hot and cold zones. The feature uses color coding with the colors red, white, and blue to represent the player's ability to hit pitches in the given area. Red, white, and blue indicate whether the player hits well, neutrally, or poorly, respectively, in the given segment of the strike zone. Soundtracks like all recent EA Sports games, the soundtrack to each MVP baseball title contains licensed songs, called EA tracks. The MVP baseball series typically featured alternative rock, ranging from mainstream artists like Sum 41 to indie acts like Stella Stare. The games featured several minor hits before they became popular, such as K'man K'man by the Von Bondies, which is also used as the theme song for the TV show Rescue Maine, 2003 soundtrack, the All-American Rejects, Swing, Swing, Boy Sets Fire, Handful of Redemption, The Donners, Who Invited You, The X's, Without, Head P.E., Blackout, Revise, Caught in the Rain, Burning Brides, Arctic Snow, OK Go, Don't Ask Me, Pacifier, Bulletproof, Shinedown, Fly from the Inside, Social Burn, Everyone, Soundtrack of Our Lives, Sister Surround, Sum 41, All Messed Up, Taproot, Poem, 2004 soundtrack. Chronic Future, Time and Time Again, Hoodoo Gurus, Bittersweet, Lucky Boys Confusion, Hey Driver, Maxine, Please, Seven Wiser, Take Me As I Am, Snow Patrol, Spitting Games, Stella Stare, My Coco, Stereogram, Walkie Talkie Man, To My Surprise, Get It To Go, Trust Company, Surfacing, The Von Bondies, K'man K'man, Johnny Lives. Get Steady, Hometown Hero Euro Robbers, 2005 soundtrack. And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead, Let It Dive, Dropkick Murphys, Tessie, The High Speed Scene, The IROCZ Song, Hot Hot Heat, You Owe Me and I Owe You, Louis XIV, Finding Out True Love Is Blind, Rock'n'Roll Soldiers, Funny Little Feeling, The Bravery, An Honest Mistake, The Donuts, We Got the Noise, The Zootons, Pressure Point, 2006 soundtrack, Action Action, Paper Cliché, Aiden, Die Romantic, Bayside, Devotion and Desire, Hawthorne Heights, This Is Who We Are, Silverstein, Smile in Your Sleep, The Forecast, These Lights, The Audition, Approach the Bench, The Black Maria, Organs, The Junior Varsity, Get Comfortable, Waterdown, Repeater. See also, MVP Baseball 2005, MVP 06, NCAA Baseball, MVP 07, NCAA Baseball. References